Welcome, my friends, to Adult Story Time. We're glad you joined us. During this series, we are taking our stories from the Book of Useless Information, and it's thousands of things. It says it's thousands of things you didn't think you needed to know, and you probably don't. And it was written by Noel Botham and the Useless Information Society. And we're going to continue on today. In the section of on the menu is things about different foods or food items. And the first section is culinary ER. Astronauts are not allowed to eat beans before they go into space because passing wind in a spacesuit damages it. Did you need to know that? Since 1978, at least 37 people have died as a result of shaking vending machines in an attempt to get free merchandise. More than 100 have been injured. Some women drink the urine of pregnant women to build up their immune systems. The liquid inside young coconuts can be used as a substitute for blood plasma in an emergency. You should not eat a crayfish with a straight tail. It was dead before it was cooked. Nutmeg is extremely poisonous if injected intravenously. Chewing gum while peeling onions will keep you from crying. The next section, a little bit grainy. There are more than 15,000 different kinds of rice. Rice is grown on more than 10% of the Earth's farmable surface and is the main food for half of the people of the world. Rice is thrown at weddings as a symbol of fertility. Shredded wheat was the first ready-to-eat breakfast cereal. The wheat that produces a 1-pound loaf of bread requires 2 tons of water to grow. No two cornflakes look the same. The next section has just one in it, but it's entitled, "So That's Where Our Tax Dollars Go." The United States government spent $277,000 on pickle research in 1993. The next section, no, I said condiments. Salt is the only rock humans can eat. Only 5% of salt produced ends up on the dinner table. The rest is used for packing meat, building roads, feeding livestock, tanning leather, and manufacturing glass, soap, ash, and washing compounds. Salt is one of the few spices that is all taste and no smell. Table salt is the only commodity that hasn't risen dramatically in price in the last 150 years. Tabasco sauce is made by fermenting vinegar and hot peppers in a French oak barrel that has 3 inches of salt on top and is aged for 3 years until all the salt is diffused through the barrel. Worcestershire sauce is basically anchovy ketchup. The number 57 on a Heinz ketchup bottle represents the number of varieties of pickle the company once had. Things that make you go moo. Pound for pound, hamburgers cost more than new cars. Reindeer's milk has more fat than cow's milk. Sheep's milk is used to produce Roquefort cheese. The fat molecules in goat's milk are 5 times smaller than those found in cow's milk. The next section that we're going to read is called The House That Ronald Built. Ray Kroc bought McDonald's for $2.7 million in 1961 from the McDonald brothers. 7% of Americans eat McDonald's every day. My guess is that number has risen here over the past couple of years. 400 quarter pounders can be made out of 1 cow. A man named Ed Peterson is the inventor of the Egg McMuffin. The big M on the McDonald's sign in Paris is the only one in the world that is white rather than yellow. It was thought that yellow was too tacky. McDonald's in New Zealand serves apricot pies instead of cherry ones. The McDonald's at the Sky Dome in Toronto is the only one in the world that sells hot dogs. On average, there are 178 sesame seeds on each McDonald's Big Mac bun. And my thought on that is, who takes the time to count the sesame seeds on a bun? So how many of you will go out and try that the next time you have a Big Mac? And the last section we're going to read for today is soda or pop. The citrus soda 7-Up was created in 1929. 7 was selected because the original containers were 7 ounces. Up indicated the direction of the bubbles. Coca-Cola was first served at Jacobs Pharmacy in Atlanta in 1886 for only 5 cents a glass. The formula for Coca-Cola was created by pharmacist John Pemberton. Only 2 people in the world know the secret recipe for Coca-Cola. Earl Dean developed the bottle design for Coca-Cola. Did you know Coca-Cola was originally green? A can of Diet Coke will float in water, while a can of regular Coke sinks. I didn't know that. I think I'm going to try that. Coca-Cola owns the world's 2nd largest truck fleet. Coke is used to clean up blood spills on highways. Diet Coke was only invented in 1983. Pepsi originally contained pepsin, hence the name. The first Western consumer product sold in the former Soviet Union was Pepsi-Cola. In 1989, Pepsi came out with a morning soft drink called Pepsi AM. It didn't last long on the market. And Pepsi is commonly used by wooden boat owners to clean mold from decks. You can spill it on for about 30 seconds, but it needs to be rinsed to be sure it does not erode the decks completely. And that is our reading for today from our book, The Book of Useless Information. We're happy you could join us. Until next time, when you join us again, stay safe, be healthy, have a wonderful week.